love the big music in the morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kate Bulkley. Welcome to the MIPCOM Keynote with Rovio. This is a really exciting time, and you can see that we have some friends with us here on the stage. Angry Birds. It's all about Angry Birds. I'm Kate Bulkley. I'm an independent journalist. I'm based in the UK. I write for The Guardian. I also write for various other publications, including Broadcast. And I'm basically here to interview Andrew, and we're going to talk a little bit about Angry Birds, where it's been, where it's going, and how it's getting more into the television business, which is exciting. Andrew Stalbow is the Executive Vice President of Strategic Partnerships for Rovio. He's been at Rovio for about 18 months. Before that, he was actually at 20th Century Fox unit, and he worked for their mobile division. He basically put Fox's TV and film into mobile as much as you could find for things like that, including, he tells me, preloading Avatar onto Samsung devices. He also, interestingly, led the deal to bring Angry Birds together with Rio, which of course was 20th Century Fox's animated film that did really well. I think it took about $500 million in box office.
Correct.
Yeah. So that was interesting. And of course, that's how you met the Rovio guys. And he then joined the company. He's now responsible for many of the commercial deals for the company, and he's been a very busy man recently. They had a big launch that we're going to talk about first with Lucasfilms. So that was something that I think was announced on Monday, right?
Correct.
So we're going to talk about that, and then we'll talk about various other things that are going on with Rovio. If you don't know Rovio, well, I just don't know. If you don't know Rovio, where are we now with downloads of the Angry Birds game, just to give people a kind of a brief intro to Rovio?
So it'll be the third anniversary of Angry Birds launches in December, and we announced back in May that we've now had over 1 billion downloads of Angry Birds games across multiple connected platforms.
Right, so you're on iPhone, you're on Android, and I think you have different revenue models, right? On iPhone you have it's a paid app, on Android it's an advertiser-supported app, right?
Correct, yeah. Our goal really is to make sure that the business model is relevant for the appropriate platform. So whether we're on a smart TV, a Roku box, an iPhone, an Android device, we just want to make sure that our games and our apps are very accessible to a wide audience.
So 1 billion downloads of a game, unbelievable. And that's all your games, right? That's Angry Birds, that's all the other ones, that's Bad Piggies, that's the whole shooting match.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, right. And growing how fast? I mean,
we're growing very fast. I mean, a good example of the power of the network that we've built is right now we have the #1 game on app stores around the world. So we have a game called Bad Piggies, which we released about 10 days ago. It expands the world of Angry Birds. And just like Angry Birds is about physics, Bad Piggies is about engineering. So the pigs are a little bit hapless, and you have to build machines for them to be able to get from one place to another. And it's comical and easy to play, hard to master at the same time.
Hard to master at the same time. Perfect for a game, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so talk to me. Let's start with, obviously this is a big games company, but this move with Lucasfilms is a fairly big announcement. On Monday you announced you're doing a partnership with Lucasfilms. Tell us a little bit about what that's about.
Definitely. So I think that we thought about a year ago, we were being approached by many different entertainment companies about partnerships. We're an amazing way for an entertainment owner or for a studio to reach a very big engaged audience on pretty hard to reach platforms. So we had all these amazing opportunities to partner up with people, just like Rovio had done with Fox in the past on Angry Birds Rio. We took a step back as an organization and thought, which brand, which content would we really like Angry Birds to partner with, and who could we do it in a really integrated way? And collectively, we're all massive Star Wars fans at the company. Right. And we felt that we could just do something that was incredible, that took our gameplay to the next level in partnership with them.
You'd already done something about space. Hadn't you done Angry Birds Space? Was that related, or was that something different? That was your own IP, I think. Yeah,
we launched Space, which is 100% Rovio's own IP, back in March. We actually partnered up with NASA in a very big way around the launch of that. And for the first time ever, we launched a game from the International Space Station with a NASA astronaut and got an Angry Bird 28 miles or however many miles up in the sky, showing the effects of gravity when you put a bird in a slingshot. So it was one of the most viral videos of March, April, May.
Wow.
But this really, with Star Wars, it takes our space program to another level.
Right, right. Now, okay, so you're working with them. This is going to launch, this game is going to launch November?
That's right. So we launch it on November the 8th. And just like you can see some of the plush toys here, we're going to treat it as an entertainment franchise. So for us, what that means is the game will launch, we've got some animation, and we have some amazing partnerships with consumer products companies like Hasbro or Commonwealth Toys in this example to bring a franchise to market.
I think now's the good moment to show the clip. What do you think?
That'd be brilliant.
So this is the clip
Perfect.
of...
So this is a teaser video, so the first of about 8 or 9 different videos that we'll release between our announcing Angry Birds Star Wars and the release of the game on November the 8th.
So this is a game. This isn't a film or a television series. This is a game, but it's using Lucasfilm's characters, properties.
Yeah, we're really proud of our partnership with Lucasfilm. So we work together with them hand in hand to try and make sure that when the biggest app on all of these smartphones and tablets and connected devices comes together with the most recognized film in the world, that we did it in a really great integrated way, making sure that we put the fans first. So everything from the logo to the characters to the storyline, really integrated. And I think it's really real testament to the very talented teams at Rovio and Lucasfilm that we've managed to do that.
So there will actually be sort of a storyline or a story arc in the game.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll tell various different stories where we link the two worlds in a really nice, funny way. And you'll see in the game how we really take some of the amazing qualities of the Star Wars movie and bring them into this new world that we've created. Right. So we've had amazing fun doing it, whether it be working on the Princess Leia bird or working on Luke Skywalker and his lightsaber, which you just saw.
Who's who here? Who's this?
Is Luke with his very dashing with his blonde hair, exactly.
That's Luke Skywalker. That's Redbird, yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So Redbird is our hero.
Right.
And I think what was very interesting for us was it was a very natural fit for the two properties. It was very natural for us because just like in Angry Birds, you have the birds and the enemies who are the pigs. You know, it's the same kind of storyline in Star Wars. So it was a very natural integration. Okay,
so who's the enemy here? This is the enemy, right?
So exactly. So the pigs are the stormtroopers.
That's a pig.
Exactly.
Hey, pig. Very good. Okay.
So and if people stick around later, we might be. These actually don't release until.
Who's this?
That's Princess Leia bird.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course, it's Princess Leia bird. I can tell by her hair things.
Exactly.
Right, good. Those are cute. Okay. And of course, merchandising is a huge part of what you're doing now, right? I mean, I think Rovio is what, $100 million revenue company, but I think, what is it, 25–30% is from merchandising?
That's right. So we released last year's numbers where our top line revenue was just over $100 million. And I mean, for example, in 2011, we sold 25 million plush toys. So
25 million plush toys.
Yeah, we have big partnerships with people like Mattel. On Angry Birds Star Wars, we're working with Hasbro. We have partnerships with Walmart, with Toys R Us. And I think what a lot of people in retail see is this is an amazing way for launching games and launching products on connected devices is actually becoming a really important way to be able to build a brand. So we always try to just do the right things by the fans and come up with really fab products that can come out at the same time as the game. Just like a big movie release would do. Yeah,
it's interesting because, you know, in this business, we obviously know a lot about merchandising. And usually, I mean, certainly in children's television, they always say, well, the TV is almost the loss leader. You're trying to sell the products. It's funny, in the game, do you think it's going to be the same in the games world? I mean, it isn't at the moment. Obviously, you're making more money in the games than you are on the plush toys. But do you think that the balance might shift?
You know, I think we like the fact that we have multiple revenue streams in our business. You know, for us, it's about making sure that we put a really great fan experience in place for our games. You know, we say to ourselves and our company very strongly that it's all about putting the fans and the brand first. And we feel that if we can do that, then it gives us a great opportunity to build ancillary revenue streams as well.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of, you know, how you, so this is the big franchise right now, but Bad Piggies, you mentioned Bad Piggies already as the game. Is that, are you going to do, you know, is it going to be the same kind of merchandising all around Bad Piggies? I mean, is that the same kind of franchise?
You know, it's a hugely important franchise launch for us. It's the first time
when did it launch? It was September 27th.
Yeah,
right,
it launched September the 27th. And
actually, so just recently, yeah.
Exactly. And it was the first app that ever got to the #1 in the App Store within 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah. So we have a lot of kind of demand from our fans who want to hear new stories about the birds and about the pigs. And so for us, this was a really nice way to start building a new franchise by kind of extending something out of our core game. And you'll see a lot of focus on us over the next year on extending the Bad Piggies franchise. An example of that is we treat all of our launches as a service, not as a product. So our first update with new levels, great new bonuses, is coming out with Bad Piggies pretty soon, and we'll continually update the games to give the fans outstanding value.
I mean, isn't that one of the core principles of Rovio? It's not like a packaged game where you spend lots of time building the game and then you send it and that's it. You do updates. I mean, that's the whole premise, I think, behind what Rovio is trying to do.
I think that's right. It's almost like I think our fans expect that when they buy a game or they get one of our games, there's going to be updates coming, treating the game as a service, not a product. And I think that's a real differentiator for what people expect in the digital space, particularly where there's so much content available for free. I think it's important to provide a really terrific value proposition. And I think that's kind of at the heart of our company.
You know, it's interesting. I want to talk about how you then transition into television and possibly film. Because obviously, this company understands the game space. You know, they've got it. Great, you know, franchise, building some other franchises. Before I do that, before I go into television, let me just ask you one question. I have read that Rovio it's sort of a one-hit company. In other words, you know, you've got this in Bad Piggies, but there's spin-offs of Angry Birds. What was the one you did do? It was called something Alex.
Amazing Alex.
Amazing Alex. So Amazing Alex came out. And that did all right, but it sort of didn't do like this has done. How hard is it to, you know, create another piece of IP? Is that something that you know they're working on? I mean, is that an issue?
No, I think you'll see lots of interesting IP coming from us. We're very focused on extending the reach that we have right now. I think you know, when we look at our brands, what we really are, you know, we're looking at some incredible other brands out there and are trying to learn from what they've done. So if you look at how Hello Kitty's evolved or Super Mario, and I think that's very important for us to kind of learn how to really build brands in the long term. So we always say with our Angry Birds franchise and now with our Bad Piggies franchise and with other IP that we're going to be releasing into the market, it's about trying to have an impact on pop culture. So we take a long-term view of our business, and part of that kind of leads nicely into how we're looking at video.
So moving into TV, obviously you know, they've had the company and also you, because you were part of the deal on the other side because you worked for 20th Century Fox. The whole thing with Rio was it sort of a way to start thinking that way, because that was a marketing, you know, tie-in with the film, the animated film. But now you really are trying to get into actually making animation, short animation. And I think it was in April you started talking about these 52 shorts that you were going to do. Talk a little bit about how that happened.
Okay, so I'll start with the Rio. So when I was working at 20th Century Fox, we had then at the time a new movie coming out all about birds called Rio. And we approached...
Not Angry Birds.
Not Angry Birds Rio, but the movie was called Rio.
Right.
It was a fantastic movie from the team at Blue Sky Studios that created Ice Age.
And it had birds in it.
It was all about
Beautiful
birds.
Yeah.
So it was a really nice fit for a partnership with Rovio. And at Fox, we pitched the Rovio team on would they like to kind of do something together. And we created this kind of very nice integrated product, Angry Birds Rio, which did two things. It serves as an amazing marketing platform for Fox to reach a brand new audience on connected devices and tell them about the new movie. And for Rovio, it really kind of gave Rovio a taste of Hollywood and an ability to see the kind of amazing power of the Hollywood marketing machine. And we kind of made it work for both sides. I think that where that's taken Rovio is I'd say Hollywood has seen the success that Angry Birds has had, and Hollywood's hot for our brand and hot for kind of working with us in many different levels. And I think what Rovio's really learned right from the beginning was short-form videos were a great way to tell a very wide audience about new games. And so when Rovio started creating videos, they were thinking about how to kind of promote their games. But then these videos got so popular. So we've had over 700 million views of our animated shorts on YouTube.
Wow.
And we started thinking about, well, maybe that's something that instead of just being a promotional platform for our consumer products business or our games business, maybe we should be looking at this as more of a business unit and start running it as more of a P&L. And sure, there's a marketing halo effect, but can we run it as a business? So that's all led into the fact that, in April we announced that we'll be launching a series of 52 animated shorts, and we're excited to be launching that before the end of the year.
And you're doing that, I think, in-house, because you bought an animation company, didn't you, called Combo, which is basically making all this stuff, right? And you've ramped up the sort of animation part of the company.
Exactly, yeah. We're lucky to have Nick Dora today, who heads our animation studio. So we acquired, we've really tripled down on this. So we acquired a studio. We've now got 80 animators based out of Helsinki. We've got partnerships around the world to kind of create our series. And for us, the 52 animated shorts is just the start of our video business. Mm-hmm. So we see this as a great start, and I'm really excited, to bring it to market later in the year.
Cool. I think this is the good moment to show the video. What do you think?
Let's do that. That'd be fantastic.
So this is what is this? Angry Birds Toons, which is the animation.
So we've just created a little sizzle reel that just kind of shows some fun clips and starts leading into our Angry Birds Toons, which, as I mentioned, launching later this year. I think we're very excited to tell more stories. Our fans are clamoring for more stories about the birds and the pigs and the eggs, and this is a great way for us to bring those stories to market.
Mm-hmm. They're 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So how, do they actually tell a story? How do you move from promotional video for a game to a cartoon?
I think we're very blessed in that our team back in Helsinki are very passionate about telling stories that will last for generations. So I think we're very inspired by what Disney did at the beginning, and thinking about the idea of how we can create content that will really stand the test of time. So the guys are incredibly talented, and really we've got stories about backstories about the birds, fun stories about the pigs, amazing adventures about the eggs. So
amazing adventures about the eggs.
Exactly.
Okay, don't go there. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So we've been blown away by the level of interest in the content. So just really excited to bring it to market.
Because certainly in these halls, people would say, what's the narrative? There's got to be a narrative. A game is different than a linear piece of television.
Exactly. So for us, it's just about putting the story first. So whether we tell the story in the game, in our animations, we've got some amazing books that are out in the marketplace. We have partnerships with people like National Geographic, where we're bringing books to market with them, with NASA. So we're fully aware that it's all about telling a really fun story. Okay. And I think the power of a brand like Angry Birds is that it's so global so quickly because of the nature of the devices the content's on. So for us, what we really look to do is bring content out and bring it to a global audience all at the same time. That's a powerful thing.
Who's going to take this? Do you have a broadcast partner yet? Have you sold it? Where are you in that process?
Yeah, we're in discussions with various different broadcast partners. When we first announced the series, I'm here with Rachel Webber, who's heading up our distribution for the series. We were blown away by the level of interest. I think there's just so many fans of Angry Birds in the television industry. So we're really excited to work with various different people and bring the content to market soon, but we haven't got any announcements just yet. Right,
but you obviously funded this yourself. There was no co-production partner, because obviously they would be the broadcaster, right?
Yeah,
so you've had to put the money in up front. How much did they cost?
Oh, well, that would be telling, but we're a very profitable company, and we are investing the money ourselves for sure. So we're very confident about our ability to bring the series to market, make it work as both an interesting revenue stream and as well as a marketing channel for us too.
Okay. So how do we then take the next step? Because I know that, I think it was last summer, you hired Dave Mizell, who's the ex-Marvel Studios chairman. He's the guy that brought us Iron Man, he did Incredible Hulk, and of course he sold Marvel to Disney for I think $4 billion. So this is a pretty clued up guy. And you brought him in as an advisor to Rovio. And the idea was that he was going to help advise the company on how to get more into the TV and also the film business. So where are we with that? I mean, you know, is it possible that you can, you know, even you mentioned Super Mario? Is the idea to create, you know, a TV series, you know, more than 2.5 minutes, and maybe a film?
Yeah. So I think for us, you know, the short form series is just the start of our plans in animation. Having David on board as a special advisor to the company is amazing for us because he's obviously been there and done it himself. So, you know, David created Marvel Studios, which basically was Marvel made a decision to kind of produce movies themselves, distribute them, and he's just given the whole company a lot of advice about how to approach Hollywood. So, you know, as I mentioned before, because of the success we've had with the brand, the reach we have on connected devices with our fans, Hollywood's very hot for Angry Birds as a brand altogether. So we're working on some interesting projects, and having David on board as support is amazing.
So tell us what kind of projects. 20th Century Fox?
Well, we'll release that. We'll release that soon. So, okay. But you know, for us,
are we talking about TV and film, or
yeah, I think for us, you know, what's interesting is to reach an audience on any platform, whether it be in retail, whether it be on the small screen, the mid-sized screen, the big screen. So I think it's all about making sure that we're accessible to our fans in a great way. And as long as we can do things that lift the brand and are additive, like we believe the Angry Birds Star Wars partnership is, then that's our key focus.
Now, you already obviously use YouTube as a platform. As you said, what was it? You said 700 and something million views or something. So, but I think it was yesterday, we started hearing from YouTube about launching more original channels. I mean, are you thinking about those kind of partnerships? Getting, you know, a YouTube original channels channel, or, I don't know, working more closely with Hulu or Netflix, or what's that conversation? Yeah,
I think for us it's about reaching a very wide audience with our content. So we've obviously got great reach with our games. We are very, very strong in different digital platforms. Lots of players are interested in working with us, and I think it's up to us really over the next few weeks as we launch our series to figure out the best way to bring the content to market through digital channels. You know, we've announced some like really fun partnerships in the past. So, for example, we have a very strong relationship with Samsung on their smart TVs, where we have a game, you can play the game in a motion-controlled way on their TVs, but there's also access to our video content through that platform too. So I think for us, it's about finding interesting ways to market, and what we're really trying to do, you know, when we say my title is strategic partnerships, right now we're trying to make some very important decisions and some strategic bets on partners that we can really grow with over the next 5 years. So we're not thinking about this as a short-term thing at all. We see this as just a good start and really want to find the right partners that can grow with us together.
Let me ask you a devil's advocate question. I mean, there has been some talk that the casual games business is in a bit of a lull now. I mean, look at what's happened with Zynga, for example. You know, is that a problem? I mean, is that one of the reasons why Rovio wants to branch out and not just be a casual games company, so that they don't get caught in that sort of, let's say, downturn? I mean, the thinking is casual games are great, but now we really need to have it on connected devices. It needs to be on tablets. It needs to be much more interactive. It's a much different kind of world we're moving into now. Yeah,
I'd say, you know, without commenting specifically on any companies in the space, I think it's important to have multiple points of distribution for your content. So we like the fact that we're on mobile devices and tablets and smart TVs and Roku boxes and you know, multiple platforms, and Facebook and web. So we're across multiple platforms, and
but you're not dependent on Facebook.
Yeah, we're not dependent on any one platform. I think it's just about trying to be wherever the audience is, whatever platform that may be. And then similarly, in terms of the business, I think it's important to have multiple revenue streams. So whether that comes from selling games or selling advertising, whether it comes from consumer products or from our burgeoning video business. So I think it's important to have that. And definitely, I think when you treat a game or whatever product it is you create on one of these connected devices, I think it's important to look at it as a brand so that you give yourself that opportunity to build the business.
You brought up connected devices, and I think that's really interesting. Yesterday on this stage we had Jason Kilar from Hulu, and he was talking about how in Hulu environment what they do is they actually can send messages to people. Like, you know, if you're a Hulu subscriber, they say, Andrew, you just watch this. You might want to watch this. Or this is coming up. It's like a personal social media note. You know, your friends have watched this. And do you think that that's where we're moving? Are you going to be able to, because you're on connected devices, because it's a game, are you going to start thinking in those kind of terms?
That's a really good question. So I think that's one of the keys to our success, is that we are connected to our fans. So in any given month, we have 20 to 30, any given day, we have 20 to 30 million people playing our games, connected. And in any given month,
30 million.
Yeah. In any given month, we have up to 200 million people playing our games. It's a very, very large audience to be able to reach. Okay. So for sure, and I think that's one of the, one of the interesting themes in many of our conversations we've been having with broadcasters, channel owners down here, is that when we talk about distributing our shorts on their channels, we can say to people, not only have we got amazing IP, great content, recognizable brands, but we can also tell our fans about the fact that the content is airing on their channel. And that is a massive differentiator from what any other licensee of content can do. Right. So yeah, we always bring to bear our fan base on our major partnerships. And like I say, trying to make some strategic bets where we can really partner with people and make sure that they're really successful, and that helps.
Okay. Now, I think we also have another world premiere for this audience, don't we? Something to do with these guys.
That's right. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, we're really excited today. So working with our partners at Lucasfilm, we have a video which is being released tomorrow. And I'm going to ask you not just to put your phones away and not record it, but we'll be releasing it tomorrow. And this is one of the kind of big marketing beats. We've got a few videos coming out. This is one of our marketing beats that will take us between now and the launch of our Angry Birds Star Wars game on November the 8th. We're really lucky to have such a big fan base that we can show all our fans about some of the great things we've got coming out. So that should be fun, and there's more coming too.
There's more coming up for that. Great. So I think we need to wrap this up. What do you want to? What's your last word?
My last
about
word is
Angry Birds.
Well, I don't know if anyone in the audience would
Angry
like.
Birds, Star Wars.
We were thinking maybe kind of giving some of these away. Should we throw them into the audience?
Oh, sure.
Let's do it.
All right.
So just so you know, guys, these have not released yet. They're not being sold in retail until the 28th of October. So I know we want to keep a couple back. So
Piggy, ready? Okay, to the right. What's that one? Those people up front too. Well, wah!
We're gonna. I promised the MIP guys that we keep these two. But thanks for your interest. Great.
Andrew Stalbow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I thought that was really interesting. We wish you great luck with Star Wars, Angry Birds Star Wars, and with all the things you do at Rovio. Could you please join me in thanking Andrew Stalbow?
Thanks. Thanks very much indeed. That was really lovely. Thank you.
Okay.